Welcome to this channel. Today we are going to look on the operation system. We are going to do the introduction part of it, and we are going to see the types of operating system. We are going to talk about the user interfaces and various uses and commands they are being used there. So let's start by defining first what is an operating system. An operating system is an interface between the computer and the user. It acts as the main system that enables the user to manipulate the system. It is responsible for management and resource sharing in the computer. The operating system is the one responsible for allocating various resources to the computer so that it can be usable by the user. For example, if you want to type something into the computer, you have to first have installed the operating system, because the computer itself cannot operate without having the operating system. Now let's look on the types of operating system. There are various types of operating system depending on their use and their design. For example, for instance, we have real-time operating system, multitasking operating system, single task operating system, multi-user versus the single user operating system, distributed operating system, and embedded operating systems. These operating systems, they operate differently depending on how they are being designed. They operate depending on how they are designed to operate. For example, real-time operating system. This is an operating system that responds instantly to the input. Once you put a command into it, it immediately gives out the output. So that is why it is called a real-time operating system, because it accepts inputs instantly and gives out feedback instantly once they are being given unto it. Secondly, guys, we have multi-user operating system. A multi-user operating system is an operating system that allows several users to access the same system at the same time. It enables several users to be able to access resources in the same computer at the same time. Like when your friend is using the system, you also can be able to use the same system at the same time. So that is why it is called a multi-user operating system, as opposed to the single user operating system. The single user operating system is only designed to be used by one user at a time. It means that only one user can access the system at a given time. Only one user can be able to access and input command onto the system at a given time. And then we have a multitasking operating system. As the name itself suggests, multitasking. When you multitask, it means you can handle several tasks at the same time. For example, you can cook while preparing some meals. You can drink tea while you are chatting, things like that. It is called multi-user because multitasking because it allows multiple tasks to run simultaneously. So you can input various commands onto the computer and it will be able to respond to them at the same time. We have another one, single tasking. The single tasking operating system is designed to operate only on one task at a time. So it cannot multitask as the multitasking OS. It will only allow a single task to run at a time. So if you input a task, it will first operate on one task before it runs to the other task. We have distributed operating system. The distributed operating system is a type of operating system that is capable of managing several computers and make them operate like one computer. You can see it when it means that it makes the computers operate as one. It makes the computers to operate as a one computer, single computer. You can connect several computers. You can connect even 10 computers. But with the distributed OS, you can be able to access all the computers. Like when you are putting a command in one computer, that command is being distributed to the all other connected computers. That is why it is called a distributed computer. Another type of OS is the embedded OS. Embedded OS is designed to operate on small machines that have less anatomy. They operate on limited operation. This is a type of operating system that only operates on small machines that they do not require a lot of commands. For example, those machines can be your phone, your smartphone, your iPads, and so on and so forth. Now guys, let's look on the functions of the OS. The OS has various functions. There are many functions of the OS. For example, one use of the OS is resource management, data management, job management. It also acts as a standard means of communication between the user and the computer. What do we mean by the resource management? With resource management, it means that the OS is the one responsible for giving resources to the computer to operate. For example, it is the one responsible to allocate storage, hard drive, and the space for CPU to operate. Data management. The OS is the one responsible for data management in your computer. It is the one responsible to store your files. It is the one responsible to hand over the files whenever you need them. Another one, we have job management. The job management, it means that the OS schedules and gives you the data the way you have inserted it, and it is capable to reschedule the work as you have entered into your computer. Another one, it acts as a standard means of communication between the system user and the computer. Without the OS, you cannot be able to communicate with the computer. So your computer needs to have an installed operating system so that it can be able to communicate with you, and you will be able to put commands onto it. Guys, another thing we are going to look on is the user interface. With the user interface, a user interface is a program that controls a display for the user and makes it easier for the user to interact with the system. So a user interface is actually a program. It controls the display of your computer, making it easier for you to use it and access it whenever you want to access it. We have the function of the user interface. The main function is to make you to interact and manipulate your computer easily. So we have only two types of user interface. We have the command line user interface and the graphic user interface. In this lecture, we are going only to look on the command line user interface. Now, what is a command line user interface? This is a mechanism whereby the user interacts with the computer using commands. You insert commands onto your computer, and it is able to give output as depending on the input that you have commanded it to do. So it will give you your files. For example, it will be able to give you your response according to the command that you have typed onto it. Now, we have various types of commands in the computer. For example, we have the, let me show you. We have examples here. You can see we have dir, which is used to display a list of files in your computer. We have copy, which is used to copy a file or a folder in your computer. We have quit, used to quit a program in your computer. We have CRLs, used to clear the screen. We have MD, which is used to create a new file. So with all these commands, you are able to manipulate your computer depending on how and what type of OS that you are using. So in our next lecture, we are going to look on the graphical user interface and various types of OS. Guys, thank you for watching, and I wish you a happy evening, and please subscribe so that you can be able to access my next videos. Thank you so much.